The sun's just creeping over the Kansas plains, casting a golden glow, when Tobias Caldwell spots something that freezes his blood. A line of 200 Cheyenne warriors, silent as shadows, sitting tall on their horses just past his weathered fence. Not a whisper, not a stir. The silence is so deep it's unsettling, like the world's bracing for chaos. Every settler in the county feels the air thicken, like trouble's about to erupt. Inside his creaky cabin, Tobias flattens himself against the wall, gripping his old shotgun, hands slippery with sweat. He peers through a knothole and sees them faces streaked with war paint, spears glinting in the dawn, eyes fixed on his land like wolves stalking a stray lamb. His heart hammers as one chilling thought strikes. Where's Eli? His 7-year-old son was tossing stones by the stream at first light when Tobias went to mend a busted gate. Now he's gone, and 200 of the territory's fiercest warriors are lined up like they're guarding something vital. The Cheyenne leader dismounts, slow and purposeful. Even from afar, Tobias can feel the man's presence scars crisscrossing his arms, hawk feathers woven into his hair. The other warriors shift slightly, like he's their guiding star. This isn't some ragtag crew. This guy's a force. Tobias swipes sweat from his brow, thoughts racing. Did they take Eli? Are they here to talk, or is his cabin about to burn? The leader steps toward the cabin, each move deliberate, moccasins silent on the dry earth. The other warriors stand like stone, shadows etched in the morning light. When the leader pauses just steps from the porch, Tobias feels his breath catch. Those piercing eyes seem to cut through the walls, like they know he's there, trembling. Then the leader does something that floors Tobias. He speaks, voice clear and steady, in perfect English. Tobias Caldwell, I'm Iron Hawk of the Cheyenne. We need to speak. Hearing his name from this warrior's lips sends a shiver down his spine. But worse is how Iron Hawk sounds calm, almost respectful, not like he's here for blood. He continues, voice low but firm. Your son did something yesterday that my people will never forget. It's big. Tobias feels the ground shift. Whatever Eli did, whatever small act he stumbled into, it's drawn the eye of one of the Cheyenne's mightiest leaders. And now, with 200 warriors behind him, Iron Hawk's here to settle it. But what could a 7-year-old boy do to stir this kind of storm? And why does Iron Hawk sound like he's here to honor him, not punish him? Tobias clutches his shotgun tighter, every instinct screaming to stay hidden, wait for the militia to show. But Iron Hawk's words linger something about Eli, something he did. With a shaky breath, he steps onto the porch. The moment he appears, the warriors shift, hands grazing knives and bows, but no one draws. They just watch, waiting for Iron Hawk's signal. Iron Hawk eyes him, taking in his patched clothes, rough hands, and the way he holds his gun, like he knows it but hopes he won't use it. When Iron Hawk speaks again, his voice carries weight. Yesterday, one of my warriors lay dying by your stream. Tobias's gut twists. A dying Cheyenne on his land? If the militia found out, they'd accuse him of sheltering an enemy. But turning the warrior away would have brought these 200 men for revenge. Iron Hawk goes on. Swift Deer was ambushed by trappers 2 days ago. He crawled to your stream to die in peace, away from his enemies. He chose the willow by the water. That's Eli's favorite spot, where he builds tiny forts from sticks and hums to his carved wooden horse. Tobias's throat tightens as it clicks. My son, he starts, but Iron Hawk raises a hand. Your son found him there, he says. A little boy with hair like straw and a patched blue shirt. That's Eli, no question. Swift Deer thought he'd yell or run for help. Instead, Iron Hawk pauses, a spark of awe in his eyes. He knelt beside him. When he saw him shaking, he took his scarf, the bright one he always wears, and laid it over him. Tobias can't breathe. Eli's scarf, the one his mother knitted before sickness took her. The one Eli carries everywhere. He gave it to a dying warrior? He stayed with him, Iron Hawk says, softer now. He held his hand as he passed, hummed a little tune, one of your people's songs, until he was gone. Then he placed River. Stones on his chest, like our people do for the dead. Tobias feels like he's been struck. His 7-year-old didn't just help a stranger. He gave a Cheyenne warrior a burial that mirrored their ways, without even knowing it. Eli honored a man's death in a way that shook Ironhawk's people to their core. Ironhawk steps closer, and Tobias sees something unexpected in his eyes: gratitude. No settler has ever shown such respect to one of our fallen. Your son gave Swift Deer peace in his final moments, dignity for his spirit. But then Ironhawk's face hardens, and Tobias feels a chill. There's a problem, Tobias Caldwell. A problem that brought us here. That word problem hits like a rock. Tobias's grip tightens, his mind racing with fear. What could Eli's kindness have broken? What Cheyenne rule did he unknowingly cross? Ironhawk seems to sense his dread. When we found Swift Deer this morning, we found something else. He pulls a small object from his pouch, and Tobias's heart stops. Eli's blue hair ribbon, the one he loves, stained with dark red streaks. Blood. Your son left this beside him, Ironhawk says, holding it up. But this blood isn't Swift Deer's. Panic floods Tobias. Blood on Eli's ribbon means he's hurt, maybe badly. His little boy could be out there, bleeding, alone, while Tobias has been hiding. Where is he? He demands, stepping forward, heedless of the warriors watching. Where's my son? Ironhawk's face stays steady. That's why we're here. By Cheyenne law, when someone honors our dead like this, they become part of our people. Your son's act tied him to us in ways you don't understand. The words hit Tobias like a blow. Cheyenne law, tribal ties. They're not here to thank Eli. They're here to claim him. He's 7, Tobias says, voice breaking. He doesn't know your laws. He was just helping someone in pain. That's why it matters, Ironhawk replies. Kindness, without reward, compassion for a stranger. These are the heart of a Cheyenne. By our traditions, he belongs with us now. The 200 warriors sit still, but their presence feels like a closing trap. To them, Eli's already theirs. There's more, Ironhawk says, his voice heavier. The blood on his ribbon says he's hurt. He could be in danger. We need to find him now. The thought of Eli, scared and bleeding, makes Tobias's legs weak. Then let's move, he snaps. Every second we talk, he's out there. Ironhawk cuts him off. You don't understand. If we find him and he's injured, our law says we care for him as one of us. That means taking him to our camp, healing him our way, raising him as Cheyenne. The full Harlan's Eli's hurt, missing, and even if they find him alive, their laws could take him from Tobias forever. Ironhawk watches Tobias's fear for a moment before speaking. There's one way to keep him. One way to honor both our law and your love. Hope sparks in Tobias's chest, but Ironhawk's next words hit hard. You must prove you're worthy of raising a Cheyenne son. You must pass 3 trials to show you respect our ways, our spirit, our heart. Tobias's mind reels. 3 trials? Cheyenne tests could mean anything: fights, rituals, impossible tasks. What if I refuse? He asks, dreading the answer. Ironhawk's face turns cold. Then we take him when we find him, and you lose him for good. Suddenly, a faint cry cuts through a child's voice, weak and scared, calling for help. It comes again, from the old ravine, a 1/4 mile past the stream. Tobias and Ironhawk turn toward it, pulses racing. Without thinking, Tobias runs, but Ironhawk grabs his arm. Wait, he says sharply. That could be a trap. Trappers use kids' cries to lure us out. Tobias stares, stunned. That's my son. I don't care if it's a trap, I'm going. But Ironhawk holds firm. If you die rushing in, who faces the trials? Who proves they can raise him? It stings, but Tobias knows he's right. If he's killed, Eli's theirs forever. Ironhawk raises a hand, and 15 warriors dismount, gliding toward the ravine like whispers in the grass. No scout, Ironhawk says. If it's safe, we get him. If it's a trap, we'll know. Tobias watches, amazed, as the Cheyenne move like shadows, nothing like the wild raiders the newspapers ran about. They're precise, like hunters who know every blade of grass. Minutes later, a scout returns, signaling Ironhawk, whose face tightens. He's there, alive, but trapped. Tobias's heart surges and sinks. Trapped how? The ravine's edge collapsed, the scout says. He fell into a sinkhole about 12 feet down. Loose dirt sliding in, and the walls are crumbling. It's a nightmare. The ravine's unstable, carved by years of floods. Eli's stuck in a pit that could bury him. We need ropes, boards, something to shore it up, Tobias says, mind racing. Ironhawk shakes his head. No time. The scouts say the walls won't hold long. Maybe 15 minutes before it collapses. Tobias's panic surges. A rushed rescue could trigger a slide and crush Eli. Waiting for tools means he's buried alive. Ironhawk looks at him, deadly serious. This is your first trial, Tobias Caldwell. Not the one I chose, but the one the spirits gave. You decide risk. A fast rescue that could kill him, or trust Cheyenne ways you don't understand. What Cheyenne ways? Tobias demands. Our healer, Quiet Wind, can call on the earth spirits to steady the ground. But you must trust completely. Doubt or interference breaks the ritual. Tobias's mind, rebel spirits? That's old world nonsense, not for a practical man. But Eli's faint cry echoes again, weaker now, and he's caught between madness and reason. Ironhawk's eyes lock onto him. What's worth more, homesteader? Your son's life or your stubbornness? If you were Tobias, what would you choose? Trust the Cheyenne's strange ritual or stick to a rescue that might be too slow? Drop it in the comments, because Tobias's next move decides if Eli lives or dies in the next 15 minutes. Tobias closes his eyes, fighting everything he knows about logic. But Eli's trembling daddy from the sinkhole breaks him. Tell me what to do, he says quietly. Ironhawk nods, a flicker of respect in his eyes. Quiet Wind isn't just our healer. He was a trapper's guide years ago, mapping every ravine and sinkhole in this territory. He knows how the earth moves. Relief hits Tobias. This isn't just mysticism. It's knowledge wrapped in Cheyenne belief. Quiet Wind knows the land's bones. An old man steps forward, face lined like dry earth, eyes sharp as embers. He carries a bundle of sage and smooth stones. Without a word, he kneels by the sinkhole, arranging the stones in a careful circle. He's asking the earth to hold firm. Ironhawk explains as Quiet Wind begins a low chant, his hands tracing the ground, feeling for shifts in the dirt. He's also reading the land cracks, loose soil, anything about to give. Tobias watches, stunned, as Quiet Wind's fingers move like they're speaking to the earth. Eli, Tobias calls into the dark. Can you hear me, buddy? Daddy, his voice comes back, small but alive. I'm scared. My ankle hurts, and dirt's falling on me. Quiet Wind mutters to Ironhawk, who translates. He's on a narrow shelf, 12 feet down. His ankle's sprained, but he's not slipping. The dirt above is unstable, maybe 10 minutes before it caves. Tobias's heart pounds, but he stays steady. What's the plan? Someone light and skilled needs to go down, Ironhawk says. One wrong move and the whole thing collapses. He points to a lean warrior, all muscle and focus. Fleet Fox can do it. He's climbed ravines before. Tobias shakes his head. No, he's my son. He's terrified. A stranger. Might scare him, make him slip. It's gotta be me. You're too heavy, Ironhawk says bluntly. You'll bring the walls down. Then teach me to move like you, Tobias begs. Your men blend into the land. Show me how to be light, how to feel the earth like Quiet Wind. Ironhawk studies him, then nods. It's risky, but you're his father. The ground quakes slightly, and Quiet Wind speaks urgently. Ironhawk translates. 8 minutes left. Ironhawk strips off Tobias's heavy jacket and boots. Cheyenne way, you move with the earth, not against it. Feel for solid ground before each step. Move like a breeze, not a storm. He hands Tobias a woven rope. This will hold you both, but only if the anchor holds. Tobias looks into the dark sinkhole where Eli waits, hurt and scared. 8 minutes, one chance. As he starts down, Quiet Wind touches his shoulder, speaking in rough English. Earth tests your soul. Go down a settler, come up a father. Trust the ground. Trust your son. Trust Cheyenne way. If you're gripped by this tale of courage and heart, hit subscribe. Things are about to get wilder. Tobias steps into the sinkhole, the walls trembling like they're alive. He moves barefoot, testing each foothold, every muscle taut, waiting for a collapse. Above, quiet wind's chant grows stronger, and the shifting dirt seems to settle. The old man's not just praying, he's reading the earth's pulse, sensing every crack. "Daddy," Eli's voice drifts up, faint and frightened. "Something's moving." "I'm coming, buddy," Tobias calls, keeping his voice calm. "Stay still. Just talk to me." He inches down, feeling the earth as Ironhawk taught him, finding stable spots before moving. At 10 feet, he sees Eli in the dim light, curled on a dirt shelf, his ankle swollen, his face streaked with tears and dust, but his eyes brighten when he sees his dad. "There's my brave boy," Tobias whispers, easing closer. "You're doing great, Eli. Just a little longer." The shelf above him is crumbling, dirt trickling down. One wrong move could bury them both. Tobias reaches him, balancing carefully. Eli tries to grab him, but Tobias stops him gently. "Easy, buddy. We gotta be super careful. Your ankle's hurt, and this place isn't safe." Eli nods, tears falling. "It hurts, Daddy. I was so scared you wouldn't come." "I'll always come," Tobias says, his voice thick. "No matter what, I'll find you." He starts tying the rope around them, crafting a harness to lift them together. But then a new sound cuts through hooves. Dozens of them. Ironhawk shouts orders in Cheyenne, then calls down. "Militia's coming. A patrol, maybe 20 men, 3 minutes out." If soldiers see 200 Cheyenne on Tobias's land, they'll assume an attack and open fire, turning this into a bloodbath. And if Tobias and Eli are still in the sinkhole, they're trapped. Ironhawk yells again. "They'll think we're holding you. They won't listen, they'll shoot. Get up now." The rope's not fully secured. Eli's ankle needs bracing, and the shelf is shaking. Tobias hears the militia's shouts, the clatter of sabers. Eli looks up, terrified. "Daddy, what's that noise?" Tobias is stuck. Stay to finish the rescue, and they're caught in a firefight. Rush up with Eli, hurt in the ground, unstable, and they could trigger a collapse. Above, Ironhawk tries to reason with the approaching militia, but their leader's voice booms. "This is Captain Hayes, 3rd Militia. Release your hostages, or we fire." Ironhawk's voice stays steady. "No hostages. We're saving a child in that sinkhole. Cheyenne don't save settlers." Hayes snaps. "Where's Tobias?" "Caldwell?" The shelf groans, dirt falling past Eli. Time slipping away. Ironhawk tries again. "Caldwell's in the sinkhole with his injured son. We're helping, but Hayes isn't buying it." "You've got 20 seconds to show me Caldwell, or we attack." It's absurd Ironhawk's telling the truth, but it's too wild for a soldier to believe. Cheyenne saving a settler's kid? Impossible. Tobias makes a split-second call. "Eli, we're going now. Hold me tight. Keep your ankle still." He signals the Cheyenne to pull, but as they lift, Eli's foot brushes the wall. His cry of pain echoes, and the vibration sets off a rumble. The shelf cracks, dirt pouring down like a waterfall. Tobias pulls him close, shielding him as debris falls. The rope jerks upward. The Cheyenne are hauling fast. Above, the sinkhole's collapse drowns out everything. Hayes thinks the worst. "They're killing them," he shouts. "Fire." But instead of fighting, the Cheyenne do something unbelievable. All 200 drop their weapons, dismount, and raise their hands. Kansas's fiercest warriors surrender without a shot. Hayes hesitates, stunned, as Ironhawk steps forward, hands up. "Stop. A man and his child are in that sinkhole. We're saving them." Just then, Tobias and Eli are pulled free, tumbling onto the grass as the sinkhole caves in behind them. They're coughing, covered in dirt, but alive. Hayes' rifle wavers as he sees the Cheyenne tending to them, offering water, checking Eli's ankle like he's their own. Ironhawk helps Tobias up. "Captain Hayes, here's Tobias Caldwell and his son Eli, alive because of Cheyenne help." Hayes lowers his weapon, baffled. Why would Cheyenne risk their lives for settlers? Ironhawk looks at Eli, clutching his dad despite his pain. "Because this child gave honor to our dying warrior. He gave him peace when he could have." Run. Hayes stares, trying to process a story that flips everything he's been told about Cheyenne. But Ironhawk's not finished. This was only the first trial. Tobias Caldwell has 2 more to prove he's worthy of raising a Cheyenne son. Hayes blinks. What trials? Ironhawk's gaze is steady. Tests of heart and spirit to show he respects both worlds, his and ours. Hayes shakes his head. This is U.S. land. Cheyenne laws don't apply. You need to leave. Ironhawk stands firm. Your laws honor our traditions for our people. This child became ours through his actions. The trials must continue. Hayes' hand hovers near his revolver, but Tobias speaks up. Let him finish, Captain. My son helped a dying man, and these warriors saved him. I owe them a chance. Ironhawk nods. The second trial is sacrifice. Your son gave his scarf to Swift Deer, giving up something precious to ease his pain. Can you do the same? Tobias frowns. What do you want? Your cabin, Ironhawk says. This land you've poured your life into. Give it to the Cheyenne, and we'll know you understand his act. The words hit like a sledgehammer. This cabin is his everything, his livelihood, his memories of his wife, Eli's future. Hayes snaps. You can't take a man's home. But Tobias looks at Eli, his trusting eyes on him despite his pain. He gave his scarf without hesitation. Can Tobias do less? If I give the cabin, Tobias says slowly, where do we go? How do I provide for him? Ironhawk's face is unreadable. That's not our concern. You wanted to prove you're worthy. This is the price. The plains go quiet, only the rustle of grass in the wind. Warriors and soldiers watch. Eli looks at his dad, believing in him. Tobias thinks of his wife's dreams for this place, the years of sweat. Then he sees Eli, alive and trusting. Where do I sign? Ironhawk's eyes soften. You don't sign, Tobias Caldwell. The test wasn't giving up your home. It was choosing your son's honor over your own comfort. You passed. Relief floods Tobias, but Ironhawk continues. The third trial is the hardest. You must accept that Eli belongs to 2 world settler and Cheyenne. You must raise him to honor both, to respect the spirit in both. Tobias looks at Eli, who's shown more heart at 7 than most ever will. I promise. Ironhawk pulls out Eli's scarf, cleaned and mended. Swift Deer's spirit guided us to this. He wanted your son to have it back, with thanks for his kindness. Eli hugs it, tears of joy falling. Ironhawk turns to the soldiers and warriors. Let this day be remembered. A child showed honor that knows no borders, and a father proved he's worthy of his heart. The Cheyenne mount their horses. Ironhawk places a hand on Eli's head, a quiet blessing, and grips Tobias's arm. When he's grown, he'll be welcome among us. He earned it, and you earned the right to guide him. As the Cheyenne ride off and the militia prepares to leave, Hayes shakes his head. In all my years, I've never seen anything like this. Tobias holds Eli close as the sunset burns the sky red, his scarf tight in his hands. Daddy, Eli whispers, I didn't know a scarf could cause all this. Tobias smiles, brushing his hair. Sometimes, buddy, the smallest acts of kindness change the world. You helped someone, and that changed everything. Eli Caldwell grew up to be a bridge between worlds, teaching Cheyenne stories and settler history in Kansas schools. He never forgot that one kind act could turn strangers into allies. Tobias never remarried, dedicating his life to raising his extraordinary son and fostering peace with the Cheyenne. His cabin became a meeting ground for settlers and Cheyenne, a testament to understanding. Eli was welcomed in Cheyenne camps, learning their songs and ways. At his wedding years later, Cheyenne warriors attended, honoring the boy whose heart changed theirs. His scarf became a symbol, passed down through generations, a reminder that kindness knows no boundaries. If this story of courage and heart grabbed you, hit subscribe for more tales from the frontier that'll keep you hooked.